So Bernadette, tell us about the balance between keeping the commercial side of your entities going as well as being a creative, because many times creatives get absorbed and focus on the technical part, but the business aspect of what you're doing is also important. How do you balance the two?
How I balance the two is I work with people. I teach them exactly what I want and how I do it. Like for instance, when we are building the pad,
Yeah.
there are steps that we follow. We first do the cutting, I teach them how to cut.
Yes.
We do the stitching, the pinning, I teach them how to pin. Then we do the straight stitching. Before we unfold it, do the final stitching and then the buttoning. So I get people to do this.
Yes.
Then it gives me more time to think of other things, you know. So that is why it's always good to have a team to work with.
Yeah,
you know?
delegation is your secret.
Yes.
Yeah.
So especially with people who are committed. You
Yes.
know?
Yeah.
People, you know that if I left this work in this person's hands, they'll do an amazing job like how I'll do it. Actually, me, I love to work with people who are better than me.
Ah, so that helps you with quality assurance as well, yes?
Yes. I want to really work with people who know things more than I know. People who have been in the field more than I
More
do.
than you have
Yes.
been.
Like now the two ladies that we've recruited for parts for her,
Yeah.
for the production unit, one of them has been a veteran in sewing for at least 7 years now. You know?
That's quite some
Yes,
experience.
yes.
Very
The other
true.
is 5 years. Me, I'm just like a year in this field. So
Yeah, I
you
understand.
definitely know that these people are going to do something good.
A great job.
Yes, it
yeah.
gives me time to think of other projects like, okay, we have the idea hub, which is going to be helping guys with creative ideas,
Yeah.
you know, bring out their work and we sell it out, even if it's just word of mouth, because we've heard of people who are asking, hey, who knows a gardener? Who knows, you know? So that is how I manage to balance my creative time and the commercial parts
All
of
right.
it, yes.
Yeah, that's great stuff. So moving on to your personal life now. Through this whole talk that we've had, you kept mentioning God and you know how God is your stronghold.
Yes,
God is at
He
the
is.
center of everything.
Everything.
Tell us more about your spirituality and what brought you to this point.
Well, you know, the Bible tells us, the Word of God tells us that He knew us before we were made in our mother's womb. He knitted
Yes,
us
He
very
did,
well.
yeah.
That is exactly what is with me. You know,
Yeah.
the story of when my mother gave birth to me. My mother gave birth to me when she was 15 years.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
That is why today when you see us, if you're to see us together, you might think we are actually siblings because she doesn't grow. All our kids
Yeah.
are just growing, but she's still the same. So what happened is that my original design was all God, and you know that is why I love God so much. And now the life trials and everything made me even get a more deeper relationship with God.
Yeah.
Because then I realized that His word says that He knows the plans He has for us.
Yes.
Remember, I told you I came from a family where, first of all, my mother broke up with my dad, went and bought another woman and left us with our mother.
Yeah.
We struggled with our mother. The only dad I had at the moment was God. I did not know any other person that I could reach out to, that I could talk to about my issues. It was the only support I had. My mother, when I looked at my mother, I would see that, what am I going to tell this woman honestly? She's just going to get more pressure.
Yes.
Am I going to tell her that they've chased me from school, I don't have a book? When alone, she can't even afford to pay for school fees. So I needed God in everything. So to me, is the author and finisher of everything. Yes. That is why anything that I've achieved today, that I've got to today, it's been God, honestly speaking.
God. Yeah.
Like I told you, even the machine that brought out the parts for her drip was given to me.
Yeah.
It could have only been God.
That's true. Yeah.
Everything, to my children, to the man that I have today, to my future tomorrow, and the people that I'm working with, it's been God. So to me, God is everything.
Yeah.
And I can never do anything without Him, honestly.
Amen. That's a beautiful story.
Yes.
I'm sure somebody out there is definitely being inspired by your story. And you've mentioned your mom, your man, your children. Tell us more about your family.
Well, my family, first, like I said, I have 7 siblings.
So you're 8 children.
Yes, we're
Okay.
8, including our stepbrother.
Yeah.
My mother, I say my dad is alive, he's around, he's a good
Okay.
man. I love him regardless of everything that's happened because of him. And I cannot blame him because, I mean, life never tells you what is going to happen. It
True.
just happens.
Yeah.
And I love him because, I mean, he's the father that I have.
Yeah.
Then I have my very good, wonderful husband. He has been with me. He loved me in my weakest point.
Yeah.
Of where even maybe a dog would look at me and be like, no,
But
I don't
he-
want that one. But that man loved me anyway. So it helped me, you know, like I said, me everything I ask God, give me the best of the best.
Yeah.
Because for so long I've prayed and I felt like I am the one. Have you ever reached a point and you ask God, did you forget me?
What's my purpose here? What am I doing
Why
here?
am I here if I'm going to only be here and cry tears from January
Yeah.
to December? Then, but God is faithful. It is in those moments when you now realize you that He steps in to show you who you are. So that has always happened to me, and I have 2 amazing boys and a very beautiful young girl called Gabriela.
Yeah.
My firstborn is called Selassie. My secondborn is called Raphael. Then Gabriela.
Wow, those are
Amazing kids.
interesting
So I'm
names.
blessed, really. I'm
Tell
really
us about
blessed.
motherhood. You are really blessed. That's true.
Motherhood is quite actually motherhood. Wow. You know, when you're still a teenager and you're growing up,
Yeah.
you never know the value of your mother. Oh, you never
Oh,
know
yeah.
what it means to be called a mother. I
True.
used to see my mother telling us, hey, don't do this. Hey, come back here. Where are you going? And I'd be like, hey, mommy is also so strict. It is only later when I got kids that I knew,
This is what she meant.
now this happened the very first time I brought life on her.
Yeah.
My firstborn.
This is the last year.
When
Yeah.
I was in that theater, in that labor ward,
Yeah.
I realized because the bones were shattered. I couldn't feel my limbs anymore. Like, okay, this is what
Wow.
my mother went through when she was pushing. Immediately, I gave her the first respect. I respect my mom.
Yes.
So, being a mother really has taught me very many things. To be patient with these kids because children need patience.
Yeah, that's very
Because
true.
there's a moment when you feel like, oh my God, and you're really down and like, I can even beat this kid, but you're like, no, teach them. Use spank where necessary because the Bible tells us, spare the rod and spoil the child. You know?
True.
Yes, you won't see them misleading and being misled and going, and then you don't discipline them. So motherhood has also taught me to really be respectable. I want my children to look at me and be like, hey, that's my mom.
And they're proud
And
of
they're
you.
proud of me, and they'll tell
Yeah.
people that that's my mother, you know. So there are things you'll not find me saying in front of my kids. I can not just, when I'm with a friend, there's things you say, hey, like the way you talk. But
Yeah.
when you're before your kids, you just need to present yourself like an adult,
Exactly.
guide and teach them where necessary.
Yeah.
And every day and everything, just as a mother, every mother out there, I will really say that. Pray for your children. Children today, especially in this day and era, things have gotten so bad.
There's a lot going on that we can't control.
I'm telling you, I've
Yeah.
heard of very many things going on, and every day I'm like, God, please have mercy on my children. So I think motherhood
Yeah.
takes us to God and to also being humble and to love every child out there,
Yeah.
even if they're not your own, as long as they're a child.
To love them.
Yeah.
And how do you balance between pads for her, the masks, everything you're doing, work, and then your beautiful family? How do you balance that?
For the work, we work on orders.
Okay.
Yes. But even when we don't have orders, we still produce because we know the customer will come.
Yeah.
So, like I said initially, I have a team of people that I work with. So if I have those people to handle, then I can definitely have some time with my family. And the good thing is the production space is not very far from my family. I made sure. I made sure at
that's
least,
clever,
yes, that's the only way I'll work well. Otherwise, I don't want to be double-minded. I'm running, so I'll run crazy. Honestly,
Yeah.
it can really break down your, medulla oblongata.
Wow.
Yes. Some science, I still remember.
Yeah,
So-
clearly.
So, that's how I manage. My home is
Okay.
close and
I knew as Bernadette, just you as now, aside the family, you as you. How do you take care of yourself? Because I mean, you do look amazing.
Oh, I give
Yeah,
glory
you
to God.
don't look like an inch of stress or like somebody that has a 5-month-old at
Yes.
home. But tell us about how you take care of yourself, your physical well-being. How do you cater to that?
First and foremost, I'll go back to God. He takes care of me.
Oh, okay.
Let me tell you, if you had seen me some years ago, and what I am today,
Yes.
it could have only been God. So
Amen.
I feed well.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I pray. I feed. I work. Basically, I'm just a happy person. I've stopped those things of crying and, crying because of my past, crying because of the present issues I have. I've stopped those things of, like, let's say, depriving myself.
Depriving yourself,
Yes,
yeah.
I've stopped because I used to deprive myself so much. I would think I'm nothing, but today I wake up and look at the mirror and like, hey, you're beautiful. You're blessed.
Wow.
You're talented.
Yeah.
You're favored. You're loved. Things like those give me motivation and motivation.
Yeah. You spoke of work and taking care of yourself, taking care of your family. I understand that you're a firstborn, as you mentioned before.
Yes, I am.
And I believe you have all these responsibilities, but also given the things that you do, they do bring in income.
Yeah.
What's your financial management like? What are your techniques, your strategies? What are your principles as a person concerning finance?
My personal finances, like I said, what I actually use with my finances, I give.
You give.
I'm a giver.
All right.
Yes, and I give into the work of God.
There's always enough to give. If God gave it to you, then there is definitely more than enough to give out.
Yes.
All right. As a parting shot, what would you like to tell anybody out there that's watching you in relation to whatever we've talked to, if something different, as your last words?
Yes, I would love to let everyone know that believe in yourself. Do not think that because of the situations around you that you cannot actually make it. No, the situations are meant to groom you to be the kind of person that God destined you to be. For instance, I did not know why God made me a firstborn. Actually, I reached a point and asked God, why am I even a firstborn? Because this all load that you put upon me as a firstborn is too much for me. But little did I know that God was preparing me for leadership, so that I can help lead my siblings to being better people. So I want you to know, whoever you are out there, that do not deprive yourself, do not underlook yourself. You are great. Today you might be looking at yourself like, I'm some cat that has been hit in the corner, but you're a lion, you're a lioness, you're someone great. God has purposed you for greatness. You might think you're a broken vessel, but actually God uses broken things. They're the ones that He even loves. That's it.
All right. Thank you so much, Bernadette. This has been an amazing experience.
Thank you.
Lifestyles, thank you so much for taking off time to share with us, inspire us, teach us. We've learned a lot from you, and I'm sure everybody else that's going to watch this will definitely learn a lot.
Yes.
We pray that God continues to bless your endeavors. We look forward to seeing you again and have a great weekend.
Thank you.
It's been great doing this again. It's been an amazing experience, and from us at Life Tales to you, we hope that you've been inspired, and see you next time.